Welcome. My name is Georgine, and today I wanted to go over the 4 different ways you can practice movement classes online. During this crazy time during the pandemic, the way we move through our days has drastically changed. To everyone working in essential services, thank you. There is so much content being thrown at you from different studios and teachers, which is great and exciting. I'm also guilty of this as well. But I know as a student, it can be overwhelming. Who do you practice with? What format do you practice with? So after this video, hopefully you get a little bit more clarity and insight to what the different platforms are that you can kind of practice on, what the pros and cons are, so you can go in with a little bit more certainty of that's what you've chosen. All right, so let's get into it. 4 different ways to practice online are YouTube, live stream classes, private classes, membership sites/courses. So the first one, YouTube. YouTube's great. It's free for the most part, and it's a search engine. So if you're feeling like core strength, 20 minutes, if you Google that, you'll get quite a few different options. So it's quite easy to find what you're looking for. The cons, there are so many options, so many different teachers. There isn't really quality control. So there's been times that I've been really excited to practice a class and then pressed play, got through it, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Second one, live stream classes. I have been loving all of the live stream classes. It's great. So the 3 types of live stream classes I've been practicing: Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Zoom. Okay, so we'll start with the Instagram Live. That's where I started. Super easy to get in. You're already following all of the studios and teachers you like, so the live pops up, you can practice. It's up for 24 hours after. So it's kind of like, in a way, a more directed version of YouTube. Now I say that because even though it's live, there isn't too much interaction besides the beginning when the teacher can welcome and see you, see your comments. Because once the teacher gets on the mat, you're practicing with them, they can't see you. So if you're doing something wrong, they won't know, you won't know, well, maybe you will. And that's the same with Facebook. So there's not that commentary, that interaction like you would find at a studio, which is fine, just different. Also with Instagram, it's vertical versus horizontal video. So I find it more challenging to see, especially if the comments are left on and the comments are just filling up the screen, and then sometimes the teacher is just covered in words. I find that distracting. Okay, so that's the Facebook and Instagram Live. There is Zoom that I have started using and loving. So you don't have to have your video on for Zoom, but I always encourage students to have their video on, so there's that back and forth, that commentary. If someone's using the same arm and same leg, I can be like, hey, other leg. And you can kind of feel a little bit more confident that the teacher's watching, provided there's a reasonable amount of students in class. Once it gets to like 100, then it almost becomes the same as not seeing the students. Something to consider when choosing who to practice with: try to support your local studio, try to support your local teachers, because you are voting for, like, depending on how long this goes, who stays open. I already know one prominent studio that closed. I know that it's getting a little bit dark. There is government support for certain studios. Just be mindful of that when you choose. I'd recommend choosing like one or two and then kind of put your vote there. Okay, so live stream classes. Now, moving on to privates. I love teaching privates online. So much more accessible than I used to go to students' homes, and there'd be all the travel time and setting up, and then like I'm in your space. With this, it's just you press go, press start, and it's like I'm there. You're in your own space. I offer what props you can use. You can do water bottles for weights if you want. There's less of a flow. There's more of a, how does this feel? Do you feel this muscle? If you don't, let's move into that. Let's change direction a little bit of this class today and let you get the most out of it. So I love privates. It just helps you make sure that you know you're moving well. Okay. Now, the cons to private, they are more expensive. There's a lot more effort put in by the teacher. I will prepare a sequence ahead of time. I will write notes during the class, and I will send you the sequence afterwards. Versus group class, there's a little less of that. Now, the final offering is something that I haven't offered yet. We'll see what the future brings. Our membership sites and courses. Now, I have been a student to many different membership sites and courses. I love them. They are usually a recurring monthly payment, so they can be more expensive. So I'm not currently a member right now. There's pros because usually the classes are longer. There's usually a progression. So especially with like a course, it'll build on a certain idea. They're really interesting to invest in. So it's kind of like almost a hybrid between like YouTube and private classes, because you can get a lot more out of it than just taking like drop-in YouTube classes. There's a lot of free trials. Test out some teachers, see what you're feeling. Sometimes there's like a feedback between you and the teacher as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so those are the 4 types of ways to practice online right now. So YouTube, live stream classes, privates, membership sites, and courses. So hopefully this gave you a little bit more insight to what direction you want to go in your movement journey during this time, and even afterwards, because a lot of these, I believe, will keep going. Some won't, but I have a feeling the movement class landscape is changed. Like it won't be the same after this bizarre time period. My name is Georgine. I hope you are doing as well as you can. Take each day as it comes. And as always, if you want a little bit more information about my offerings, going to georgineyoga.com. If you like this video, if you like other videos, hit subscribe, like, comment. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much. Until next time.